Hello, hello. It's Kathy from Maryland. Welcome to Artful Thursday. This is exciting. I've got this pretty little gel plate that I did a while back that I want to somehow incorporate into these pages. I want to save that bird because I really like that image. So I have a couple different things planned, and bear with me. Sometimes these things just happen as you go. And yeah, how is everybody? Welcome. We're getting a nice big wind and rainstorm here in the Northeast. And if any of you live in this area, you know what I'm talking about. Oh boy. Okay, so what I thought I wanted to do with this first is I want to cover up this with text and this with text. So I've got this big Iron Orchid design text stamp, and I am going to block off some of it and just stamp some text on that page. So let's go like this to start, because we don't want certain areas to get anything on it. So I could actually just go like this, because I do want to stamp the rest of that. So that's kind of like what I want to stamp right there. And then this doesn't matter because that's on the next page. So I think that right there is doable. That'll work well. Okay, so let's get this stamped up. I am going to use the black VersaFine Clear. So let's see what we need to do. All right, let's do this side first. Put this right here. Just kind of tickle in that a little bit. Don't need to press crazy. Oh, that's great. I love that. Perfection. It just looks like this really old font, doesn't it? Or handwriting, script actually, that you'd find in an old letter. That worked really well. What I would like to do is I'm going to cut this and see how there's kind of like two segments. What I want to do is just make some segments with little spaces in between. I'm going to cut off the straight and add that onto the next page. It's kind of hard to explain, guys. I'm sorry. You get this picture in your mind, and sometimes it's kind of hard to explain. I was just standing up, so I'm sitting back down. So instead of trying to tear this because I'll lose a lot, I'm going to use my deckled edged cutter and just cut this because I don't want that to be all crazy, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to go in and cut these strips. Let's take those off. I'm so glad that I found a use for this really pretty jelly print. So let's see what we came up with. Kind of walk this down the page. They don't actually have to match as when I did that other project with this type of a thing. It's kind of nice that they don't. I think I like those little tulips going up and down. Oh, look at that. We had plenty to do this. So this is what I was thinking of doing. I want to glue these down, just kind of spreading them out like that. Audubon painting on wood panels. I was kind of hoping it would have the name of that bird. Let me see if it's over here, but it's not. But before I do any of that, I was going to add washi down the middle, but boy, I'm going to cover up a lot of that text, aren't I? Yeah, add some cool washi I'm going to use. I have one other thought here that I'm just kind of wondering before I put my washi on if I should do that next. And that is, this is gonna go down in this panel here. And if I do what I wanna do, I still think I should do it first because it's gonna be like an under thing. So what I would like to do, I don't know the name of this, I'll have to look it up. It is I believe it's a Tim Holtz stamp, and I just don't know what the name of it is. I've had it for a while. It's like tropical leaves. It's very, very cool. So what I'd like to do is take some mowed lawn and crushed olive. I'm going to kind of mix it in a little bit, and I'm just going to stamp this area right in here and just quickly emboss it and just make that sort of a cool overlayment there. So let's see what we like. I just thought because of that bird, it would be fun to kind of do a little tropical type leafy stuff in that area. You guys know I have these wacky ideas. We'll see if it works. I don't know. But that's what this is all about. I keep saying that, and it's absolutely true because I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's see. And hopefully that black ink was dry. I didn't even think of that. But I think it probably should have been at that point. Yeah, I think so. I tell you, a stand-up desk is in my future for my crafting room. I really like to stand. That came out nice. Let me hold it up a little closer and see if you guys can see that. I like it. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's see. We'll do washi next. I got this at the washi shop. If I remember, I will put the name of it in the description. And then we'll be able to keep, yeah, that's cool. All right, so these guys are gonna go on. I've got my little pad here. Let's get these on. No, I'm not going to ink them. I don't think everything has to be inked. All right, these are going to just kind of go on. I want to see a little bit of that font in between. Yeah, this was a nice idea, I think. I think it's going to be very different. Just a little way to use up that jelly plate that I had made. Such a nice print, and I thought, how could I use that and kind of keep the, not instead of ripping it up in bits, I thought, well, this might be nice. And then I saw the colors in that bird, the pink, and I was like, oh yeah, that goes really great with that. Put that off the page a little bit, and then I'll give that a cut, I think, on the bottom. We'll let that hang off the page. Liking so far. Are you guys starting to get my vision a little bit? Probably not. You're like, no, not really, but keep going. So then I thought it would be fun to use these on the top and bottom here, and if I cut that one in half, almost can go right around it like that. Yeah, let's do that. So let's just get these on. Okay. I would say so far so good. You can't really go wrong with these amazing colors, can you? Oh, that's kind of cool. We can trim that up when we trim the edge. I fussy cut this beautiful flower, which kind of looks like a bit of a hibiscus to me, or some sort of a tropical flower. And I was thinking about putting him or her, flowers have that, which I don't know, on this page, and kind of had the blunt edges on the picture that I cut it off of, so I was going to just butt it up to the edge like that. And then it had all these other beautiful blooms with it. Leaves, I should say. So I was thinking about adding a few in here and there. And I'm just going to play with these for a minute before I actually glue them down to see what's the best application of those. Originally, this went on here like this. That's what that flower looks like. It's so pretty, isn't it? If we moved that over and I had something here, then that would work. What I can do, I've done this before. I'm just going to cut these to a point and make them look like those leaves were always pointy. Why not, right? There we go. That was an easy solution. Problem solved. Now that can go down the middle a little bit, and it won't be so everything focalized right there. I think what I'm going to do is glue him on. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him down here. Let's get these guys on first. I'm kind of wondering if I want a little sentiment down there before I glue that on. Just kind of thinking about it here. Yeah, this will be nice to put this right here to kind of come over to the middle of the page. What I had wanted to do and didn't do is I made a mask out of vellum for my little bird here, and I want to also do a little bit more of the leafy stuff in here. I think I'm going to. But before I do that, I was thinking, because he's kind of washed right into the page, I'm going to take this fine marker, it's 0.2, and I'm just going to go around him and just kind of outline it. It's just a different kind of a look. You can see I kind of do a little trial on the next page, and I liked it. We're going to do the legs too, just kind of outlining our handsome bird. Get that a little closer. Let's go ahead and do this again. Not quite sure how that's all going to turn out, but I thought that it would be fun to try it. So just making a little mask so I can just stamp around that area just to give a little bit more interest to that. It's definitely better. Just put that right over and hope for the best. There, I think that was good. So I'm just actually doing a little bit tape in a couple of places. You know what would be really pretty? Yeah. This could be super nice, because this, I was actually going to use this, but now I can see that that print is so big. I have an idea. And I think it's going to be nice. That's pretty cool. This is nice. It's flowers. We are going to do my new favorite technique and use Distress Glaze to make the embossing glaze stick, and this is antique linen. So let's get set up here. There we go. Let's get this back on. So my question is, do I want to do the whole thing now? Because that antique linen is pretty translucent. It could be nice. Oh, this is good. Let's put this down here. I'm going to do the whole inside of that with this. So you take your Distress Glaze, just use a little bit on your brush. Don't need a lot. And we're going to take this. I do not really want to go onto my picture frame. All right, so just like you would do ink on a stencil, circular motions. I want to do the whole thing before I sprinkle the powder. This doesn't dry. I can take this off because that should not have any on my little bird because of the mask. And let's see what happens, folks. There we go. That's pretty cool. I like it. See, it just kind of darkened up that, and it didn't get on my bird. This is cute. Liking this. Okay, let's put our little beautiful little piece down here, and I had talked about possibly putting something here. Replace sphere with unknown curiosity. There is beauty and simplicity. I like that. Live your dream with a passion. Discovering is one thing life will constantly ask of you. So whatever we do, I think we're going to have to put it on a different piece of paper. I think I like live your dream with passion. And so we'll get that, and then I'll get that on. So let me get a piece of this. Let's stamp this on here. Why not? We had it handy. You guys would like to sheet emboss everything. Well, sort of. All right, we are good. Could almost go up on that a little bit, the bottom of that frame. I think would be nice. Let's give it a little rip. Okay. I'm going to give it a little frayed burlap. Just playing a little bit. And seeing what I like. It's kind of interesting. Oh, I think something just fit. Yep, there it is. Because you know why? I think that beautiful little bird and picture just needs a little focal point down here. Yep, that is great. Well, this is sure different, isn't it? It really, really is. I wanted to try the masking with some sort of a lighter, design behind there, and I think that was very successful. I'm not sold on my black outline of the bird. However, if I hadn't done that, he kind of would have been lost. Just trying to edit my own work here. Oh, I like this. I could also do one other thing. So I could take some gold and I could go around this and this. I also could do it in white, but white is sometimes tricky. Let's do it with gold. I think that might be nice. I don't know if it made much difference unless I kind of shine it with that, but I do like it. Wow. Very tropical and very colorful, huh? Yeah. Much different from last week now that I'm looking at this. How fun is that to try something completely different? Okay. Well, what do you think? Sort of easy? Love the tropical. I am seeing one area that's bothering me a little bit, and that is this line right here that's bothering me. So that gets closed like that. Simply, it could be washi, but you've got washi border. Like it's a lot of that going on. Oh, lace. Does lace even go with this tropical picture? Let's pull it out a little bit and look. Wow. There's some lace for you. That sure stands out, doesn't it? Is that kind of cray-cray? It is awfully pretty. Okay, that's one extreme, and then we could just go with something like that. The other thing I could do is knock this back a little and make it not as wide, which I think I'm going to try. As you can tell, I'm leaning towards the gold. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure. But I do like it. So what if we just made it a little bit narrower? It's still gold, it's still blingy, but well. Isn't that an interesting thought? Oh my. He's going down. I say let's just do it. Then it'll give me an idea if I want to do any more. It covers up that seam I don't like. It's a perfect little bit of bling that I don't think is bad. Oh, I remember now. It just came back to me. This, because of the way the gold is, it's very fussy when it comes to gluing it, because it actually is kind of plastic, but it will go. It just takes a little bit of coaxing. So you know what that calls for. Clampage. Okay, so this cute little piece right here. Oh, live your dream with passion. That is actually a very nice thing to put under that. I like that. So I have a little bit left, but I don't know that I really need to, unless I did a tiny little piece like at the bottom here. Let's just try it. Just to kind of say, hi, don't forget me over here. I'm a beautiful little flower. I kind of like that. Just a little tiny bit. Well, guys, should we call it? This is so different. Oh my goodness. All right, so I love this. I love the stenciling in the background of that. I like this a lot. And I like the flowers. This is cool. I don't know how much it added, but if I hadn't done that, I would have had to add some collage work back there. I really like this at the bottom of the page. And I certainly didn't plan, you know, so much of it. Let me take that off so we can kind of give it one last little look before we say goodbye. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's hold it up a little. Colorful, tropical. Live your dream with passion. Yeah, whatever you have in your heart to do, do it with passion, right? You know what I could do with him? Maybe next week when we get back together, I could take a little watercolor and just kind of spruce him up a little bit, because he's looking very plain. I think that when I coffee dyed that paper, it kind of made his beautiful colors a little damp down. Like his beak could be grayer, and maybe I'll do that. I'll show you next week when we get back together. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you for being here, and live your dream with passion. Love you. Bye.